and welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Get Fit 2014 Kick Off Your Resolution Chat. We're really excited to have you all, and we want to help you with your resolutions. So let me introduce the team that's here to help you. We have Jenny Sugar. Let's go ahead and wave, Jenny.
Hello.
Jenny is she's a mom with 2 small kids. She's a yogi, and she is a runner, and she has a lot of experience dropping the pounds, having done it after 2 births and before even getting pregnant.
Yeah.
We have Lizzie Furr. Go ahead and
Hi.
wave. And Lizzie is a yogi. She's a dance cardio addict, and she's also a foodie. She's gone from being a vegan to the paleo diet, so she knows about how to make big changes in her life. And then we have Anna Renderer, our fitness host.
Hey,
Anna is a certified personal trainer. She teaches a Burn 60 class. She has lots of experience getting people fit, and is awesome at motivating people to be fit and work out. So with all of that, let's get started. Oh, and me. I'm Susie May. I am the content director for Pop Sugar Fitness. And I'm just into fitness all around. So the one thing I wanted to do was just to talk in general about resolutions. People tend to make really grand resolutions, and then they have trouble sticking to them. So I wanted to just start with some basic advice about how to make a resolution that's doable. So Anna, do you have any advice on this topic to share?
Well, one of the things I always emphasize is to start in small increments. Don't try to swallow the elephant in New Year's and say, I'm going to go from exercising 1 day a week to 7 days a week. So I always use this little tip for people that are starting off, and I say always add 2. When you're starting the fitness program, you're setting your goals. If you exercise 1 day a week right now, exercise 3, add 2. If you exercise 3 days a week, you're looking to get to the next level, add 2 and exercise 5. So you're building by 2. That way you can set some goals for yourself and keep it consistent, because that is the ultimate results gainer, is if you're consistent and you keep that process going consistently. So if you add 2 and you're all of a sudden exercising 3 days a week for the next month, how great will you feel? And that positive reinforcement is what you want to get out of a resolution. There's nothing worse than saying, I'm going to exercise 7 days a week, and then you don't do it and you feel like a failure. That kind of thing is going to take all the momentum out of your body, out of your mind, and it's going to change your mentality on your New Year's resolution. So start small, add by 2, and keep consistent. That's some of the biggest tips I have for people going forward.
That's great. So starting smaller. Jenny, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I love that idea, because if you do too much at one time, like I want to lose weight, I want to eat vegetables, I want to run every day, it's just too much, and like you said, you'll melt and just give up. So for me, what helps is finding a way to motivate myself that's really personal and deep, so that you're motivated internally, you know? So maybe it's that you want to be healthy for your family, maybe it's that you want to I don't know, you have an upcoming doctor's appointment and you don't want to lie to your doctor or something. Or it could be something that's not so deep, like I really want to look in my bikini in March for my vacation, but something that speaks to you, that really works, that's going to drive you, so that, you know, that 5 a.m. yoga class that you signed up for, you're going to go to it because you want to deeply go to it, not just because, you know, you made this resolution.
Lizzie, do you have any advice for just the basic setting of a resolution to help people stick to it?
Absolutely. I think it's really important not to wait. So when you have that moment of inspiration, that you're like really feeling excited and you're really feeling like you want to get going, don't wait. So whether it's like a small change, like just drinking more water during the day, or heading out for a run or signing up for that yoga class that night. I think a lot of people have that tendency to be like, tomorrow's the day, I'm going to start tomorrow, but I think that really taking that initiative right away is huge. I know that that's something that has helped me set resolutions in the past. And I also think it's important to recognize from the get-go that you're not alone. So there are so many resources out there now, now more than ever, that are communities for online and, not in Google Hangout form that can help you really achieve those goals. So I think that knowing that there are people out there with shared experiences that have the same goals as you can be huge. So researching those in your area or online and, finding out what you really like and what works.
Excellent. So creating small increments of change, really motivating yourself internally, no matter what that motivation is, and seizing the day, for sure. I also want to just chime in. Some of you mentioned, too, that whole thing of, like, I'm going to change my life and trying to do so many things at once, like giving up sugar, quitting drinking, giving up meat, running every day. And if you try to do all of that, it's overwhelming, and you can also end up feeling deprived. So picking a goal, sticking to that, accomplishing that, and then moving on, I think is also a good way to deal.
Can I add something?
Sure.
For a little bit of motivation that helps me, and I don't know if it's lame, but to write the reason down somewhere.
Yes.
Not like in your little notebook, but like huge, like on your mirror in your bathroom, or like over the treadmill, or I don't know, on your T-shirt. Like, I have photos of my kids next to my computer, so whenever I see them, I'm like, crap, I should probably go on that run that I'm dressed for, but I'm too busy on email or whatever doing, So it's like in your face motivation, but positive, not mean, like,
well, Beyonce, who we can all look to, I mean, that woman strives for the ultimate. I think she has a picture. She said that she had a picture of the Oscar, or something like that, in front of her treadmill. And so when she was working out, she was running for the Oscar. So I think that that's a great idea, too.
And if go ahead, Susie, but I also have a good little goal tracker thing for people to know once we get to that.
Okay, hold that thought.
Yeah.
When we polled our readers, the majority of them, their resolution was to lose weight. And that's also one of those things where I just want to lose weight, is what people say. So I'm wondering if you hear that from a friend or a client, or when we hear that from readers, what's the advice that we're going to give them to make that a goal that works? Jenny, would you like to take that?
Sure. So I think that you have to find what works for you personally, because there are so many ways to lose weight out there, whether it be like a plan that you sign up for or something that you do on your own. You have to find what works for you. And for me, being very logical about losing weight was the key. So I had to write down everything I ate and really come to terms with the fact that I was eating way, way, way more calories than I should in chips, orange juice. Just not that those are bad, but like, way, way too much. And I came to terms with the fact that I was doing it to myself, So then I was able to move on, and I started to write down what I was eating, and I would chart how much things were, just in the beginning, just so that I knew, because I never really counted calories. I didn't think I needed to care until I realized I did. And then I would weigh myself often because I needed to see that I was making progress, and I just started to read a lot about healthy ways to lose weight, because I started off doing it very poorly. I tried to skip breakfast because I thought, hey, I'm eating less calories, right? And the more that I can wait to eat, the less I'll eat, but really I just ended up eating way more because I felt deprived and hungry. And I also started to change the way I bought food. I stopped buying ice cream because guess what? When it's in your freezer, you eat it. And so that helped for me. I also made one small change that, well, I guess it was a big change. Every day I would bring a salad to my job. Every day for lunch I had a big salad instead of the huge thing of rice and beans I used to eat. I don't know where that came from. So, and then I would start to see, that it was working, and so that would give me the motivation to keep going. And another thing is that it doesn't all fall off at once. So, you think about how it slowly crept on the weight, and all of a sudden you're 40 pounds more than you thought you were. It's just important to realize that it's going to take that time to get it down.
Mm-hmm. Great advice, Jenny.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say to help people kind of quantify or create some kind of system to help a weight loss goal come to fruition?
I mean, I can speak to this totally. I think that the first thing when I have friends that reach out to me and want to, chat about this goal, especially during the new year, my biggest thing is to make it sustainable. So, we touched on this before about how it's so important to make like small incremental changes, and I think that this is huge for weight loss. Like Jenny said, things are not going to change overnight, and it's also important to not feel deprived because research and studies have shown that the more deprived that you feel, the less likely you are to stick with this, after January. So I think it's so important to leave time to have the foods you like and to really read up on, finding that balance. I think that that's huge.
It seems like what you're both saying is you can't just say, I want to lose weight. You have to say, I want to lose weight and I have a plan. And this is my plan of attack. I'm going to try these 3 things. The thing that I have said to people and that I've done for myself, instead of just saying I want to lose weight, I say, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 5 pounds this month. Mm-hmm. Doable, a little bit more than 1 pound a week. The slower you lose the weight, the more likely you are to keep it off. So having like something that's quantifiable instead of this big thing like, I want to lose weight. So
right. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think celebrating the small accomplishments as they come, sure, like weight loss is really important, but it's also like how you feel in, your normal clothes, how you feel in your workout gear, like the energy that you have when you wake up in the morning. Those are all things that can bring such a new sense of, like joy to your life. So
the other side, the positive sides of losing weight other than rocking a bikini. Right?
Absolutely.
We have to write them down too. I do a 90-day wonder with every aspect of my life, and weight was one of the things I always do with my clients, or if I'm achieving a fitness goal that I need to get to. A 90-day wonder is where you write down what you've just accomplished in the last 90 days to get you towards the goal you want. So have you been doing something? Have you been working on different areas to get you towards that goal in the last 90 days? If not, okay, there's not going to be a lot in there, but then you write down what you're struggling with, what is preventing you from reaching those goals. And then you write down where you want to be in the next 90 days. What do you want to accomplish? Using the techniques you guys just talked about, realistic things that you can do to achieve the goals you want. And then you touch back on that in 90 days. That's 3 months, people. You got to be consistent. You got to write them down, practice them, and when you go back to them in 90 days, you're going to see what you've written. Have you accomplished what you wanted in 90 days? Are you back to where those previous 90 days were? Are you still fighting with the struggles that you had at the current time? Got to write these things down, and that's a huge, huge goal everybody should be doing.
So one of the things that people are concerned about is motivation, and we have a question from one of our viewers, and she's saying that I am not motivated to work out, but I know I need to. How can I ease myself adding fitness into my life? So based on everything that we've been saying, what's one piece of advice? I'm going to let you each give this girl who needs a little motivation one piece of advice to help her start working out. We're going to start with you, Lizzie.
Great. So, this is a huge thing for people who aren't really that excited to work out and maybe haven't, been on that wavelength in the past. So I think that the most important thing, first and foremost, is you have to try a lot of different things and you have to find something that you love. It is not the same for everyone. You have to find that workout that makes you excited, that makes you want to, head out, whether it's yoga, whether it's, running, whether it's trying, one of these awesome indoor cycling classes. You'll find something, but it takes time. So ask around, see what motivates you, and just keep on trying because you will find that thing that makes you just want to go and gives you that sense of energy.
Yeah. Anna, what would you, how would you help our gal that needs some motivation?
I would say, add 2. If you're not exercising at all, start small. Just try to get out there and do something once or twice a week. Start small, set that goal, and stick to it.
My advice with that, like make that goal and then make a plan with 2 different friends. Sunday, go for a hike. Wednesday, try a Zumba class together or something like that. Like, make it a friendly, fun thing so you want to go and you wouldn't flake on a friend the same way you would flake on yourself generally. Jenny, do you have any words of advice on motivation?
Loved all those ideas. I was going to say that. I'm going to add, I like the schedule idea. So for me, what really worked was picking one time a couple times a week. And I would write it down in my little calendar, and I made it like an appointment that I had for work or, a doctor's appointment that I couldn't miss. And I would get dressed, get it all ready so that I was, halfway there. And then I would just start in that habit of just going, And it doesn't have to be long. It can be like a 20-minute walk, But once you start getting into the habit, it's going to feel weird not to exercise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can I just add, too?
Totally.
All of us don't feel motivated all the time to exercise. I'm not motivated all the time to exercise. But guess what? I fake it till I feel it. And that's one of my sayings. I tell everybody, fake it till you feel it, baby. Show up. That's all you got to do. Show up.
We have another reader question. She's suffering from a knee injury, and she can't do any lower body workouts. So she's asking for ways that she can keep her cardio levels up. So Anna, do you have any suggestions on that?
Well, cardio levels for somebody who can't do a lot of walking or jogging or biking or swimming or any of those forms, the ergometer is good. There's an upper body ergometer in some of the gyms for upper body. It gets the cardiovascular working. Some forms of strength training like yoga, moderate, light forms of yoga actually raise the heart rate. I would say those are 2 forms that I'm familiar with.
I think figuring out how to use a pool in a situation like that is one of the best bets. Having had a bunch of different lower body injuries, working out in water, even if you can just walk, because it alleviates some of the pull of gravity, so the weight that you're putting on the joint is decreased. So, yeah, even just walking in a pool is great. And then there's also, depending on what the range of motion, there's a lot of things you can do with a belt around your waist once you're in the pool to be moving your arms and legs. You want to take care of your knee while you're doing that, though, that actually do get the heart rate up. So kind of like treading water with a little assistance from the float belt is also good. And we have one last question. We have a reader that wants to know, she's looking for some fitness apps. So if anybody, Jenny, do you have a favorite fitness app that you would want to share?
Well, my absolute, I guess, favorite that worked for me was the Nike Plus, just because I'm a runner and I like to keep track of stuff. So that would motivate me every day, or whenever I would run, to say, well, I get to chart it, and it would keep track of your mileage and your calories burned, and
the Run Keeper is similar to that, Jenny, right? The Run Keeper is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I've used the Run Keeper too, and I think it's a really, really great way that you don't have to like fiddle around with it when you're out and you're moving, and I think it's awesome.
I would also just like to add the Pop Sugar Fitness app is awesome. It's called Pop Sugar Active, and it is full of our videos and workouts, and it's great. It's like having a little training buddy in your
personal
pocket,
trainer
and
in
you
your
can just play stuff on your phones. Pretty great. That concludes our Google Hangout on resolutions. Be sure to join our contest, Get Fit 2014. It's a great giveaway with wonderful prizes, $1,000 of Champion activewear and a 3-night stay with a friend at the, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the resort. It's an marvelous resort. Okay?
The Red Mountain Resort in Utah.
Red Mountain Resort in Utah. It's beautiful. And we also are posting a workout a day to help you people with the motivation issues so you know what to do every day. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks to all of our experts, and we'll see you next week at the same time for another chat.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Lizzie. Bye. Bye, Jenny.
See you later.